Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to Diaries of a Pixie Mama. I am disabled. I have learning disabilities and mental disabilities. I am 37 years old. I have a daughter who is 7, who has ADHD and ODD, but she is a typical child on a 504 plan. My son, we known he was on the autism spectrum for about 3 years, but we just got his autism diagnosis back in August of this year, and he just turned 5 in September. And my husband is going to be 48 in a few days.
I'm 4.
He says he's 4, my son, Xavier. And I just want people to know that it's okay to have learning disabilities and mental disabilities. Being a mom and being a wife can have its challenges, but I want you guys to know that you're not alone. I've connected with a friend through You Now, where I stream at as well. Her name is Amy. Her YouTube channel is Diaries of a Disabled Mom, and I will plug her channel down below if I can figure it out, since I'm new to all this YouTube stuff. And there's a couple other YouTubers I watch. Fatherly Autism has been really great with finding out different state agencies that I was able to find out for my state. And one of my other favorite YouTubers who I absolutely love is Stephanie from our landing crew. She's been a really, really great person that I've been able to connect to, and I watch her live streams on You Now as well. And I'll plug her channel down below. I love Stephanie. Hi. And I love Amy. Hi. Amy and I are thinking about doing a collab together. And in fact, she's one that helped me to come up with the name Diaries of a Pixie Mama. Because we both like the name Pixie Mama because I love fairies and stuff. So, but yeah, being disabled parent has made me kind of feel ashamed at times when I've had to explain things to people. Like, I felt ashamed, and I should never be ashamed of who I am, because that is who I am. I am having mental disabilities and learning disabilities, and my learning disabilities used to not bother me so much when I was younger, and I was able to work and have a job. I was a security officer for many years. But as I'm getting older, my disabilities are coming into play more as I'm getting older, and they're causing problems and causing issues. We live with my dad. Not that we want to, but we had to. We had no other choice. I like to do retail therapy, and that got me into trouble where I spent money that shouldn't have been spent. And instead of paying bills first, then retail therapy, I did retail therapy. And I hurt my family. And that's why we live with my dad. And we're trying to get out on our own, but it's hard because where we live, they do credit and background checks. And we haven't been able to find anybody that's wanting to give us a chance. And my dad's not understanding that. It's not like I'm wanting to live here. It's just people are not wanting to give us a chance. And it makes me feel like crap. When we first thought my son was on the spectrum, from watching different YouTube videos and stuff like that, I found there was a department here in Arizona. Each state has their own department. Ours is called DDD, Department of Developmental Disabilities. And I was able to get connected with them and get connected with Altex, which is Arizona Long-Term Care. And they have a certain point criteria, and my son just barely met that point area. So we were able to get respite, and we're getting OT, and we're getting speech set up. And so we've thought about moving, but knowing we're finally getting the services for him, it's scary to want to think about moving out of town because we finally got the services set up. I mean, we love his respite worker. And it's scary. And I just had to request an IEP meeting for my son again because we had one back in September. They said, oh, it'll be great for him to be put into mainstream preschool. He's doing great. He's doing fantastic. He needs to be challenged more, which at the time I was like, okay, that's fine. That's great. Well, hasn't been great. My son has regressed potty wise. He's having trouble keeping his hands and feet to himself. He's being aggressive at school. And we never had those problems when he was in special ed preschool. Never. We never got reports like that. So I messaged his teacher and said, look, we need to set up another IEP meeting for him because I think he's getting overwhelmed and too stressed out for being in mainstream preschool and needs to be put back into the special ed preschool. Because we'd go out in public and he'd tell us he'd have to go to the bathroom. But now he's... Okay. But now he's... What? Okay. And now he's having, accidents in public. I mean, he never had those problems. I mean, he's having bowel movement problems because he's afraid to ask to go to the bathroom. I don't know why he would be afraid, but we just think it has to do with him being in mainstream preschool, that he's getting too stressed out and overwhelmed, because that's when all this stuff started happening with him, is when he got switched to mainstream preschool. So his respite worker, his DDD caseworker, the company that his respite workers through, UCP, United Cerebral Palsy, is who we have our respite through. She's willing to go to the IEP meeting with us. So I'm kind of getting like this army together, I guess you could say, so we can go in and make sure my son doesn't get pushed or bullied around, or I don't get pushed and bullied around, and be able to say, hey, this is what my son needs. He needs to have this and this and this and everything. I mean, I grew up in the learning disability system. I had an IEP growing up. My parents were the ones that sat at the table for the meetings, and I sat there and listened. Now I'm sitting where my parents are, and it's scary. I don't understand all of it because of my learning disabilities. And so, my daughter's in 5th grade. She comes home with homework and wants me to help her out with homework and stuff like that. And I don't understand what she's wanting me to do. I can't do math. I don't understand math, especially this new Common Core stuff that they got right now. It really has me over the edge. And right now she's doing a science fair project, and there's different portions of the science fair project you got to do and stuff like that. And I never understood all that stuff. My mom had to help me with that stuff. But, my mom is no longer around. She passed away 5 years ago. She passed a week after my son was born. So it's been a hard 5 years for me because my mom was my confidant. I was able to talk to her, and she would give me the words of wisdom and stuff. And I haven't had that since she's gone. I love my husband. He works. He works hard for us. And I do paparazzi to try to bring some income in, which is $5 jewelry. So I'll leave my website link down below as well. If you guys want to order some jewelry, that's where these earrings are from. But, I figured I go live on you now lately and everything. So why don't I try to partner with them and get a little bit of money coming in? And I'm redoing my YouTube channel to Diaries of a Pixie Mama because I'm wanting to do videos that mean dear to my heart. And being a disabled mother and having a child that's disabled and having a typical child can be hard and can be stressful and scary. And I just want people to know that you guys are not alone, that we are out there, and do not feel shamed and do not feel like you have to hide who you are because of society, because society sucks. So, just if there's any questions you want to ask away. I'm an open book. If I feel you're stepping over the boundaries, I will tell you, hey, you're pushing too far, or no, I can't answer that right now. So, yeah.